Hi all, welcome to Telugu IT Factory. Here comes the Kubernetes troubleshooting interview question 6. What actions you perform when pod is in pending state? Answer for this is, when a Kubernetes pod is stuck in a pending state, there are several potential reasons. To troubleshoot this issue, follow these steps. Check the pod's events and status. Use the kubectl describe pod name -n namespace command to get detailed information about the pod, including events and status. This command will help you identify the cause of the pending state. Inspect the pod's container logs. If the pod is started but the container has not, use kubectl logs pod name -n namespace, see container_name to check the container logs for any issues. Verify resource availability. Ensure that the cluster has enough resources, CPU, memory, and storage, to accommodate the pod's requests and limits. If there are insufficient resources, the pod might not be scheduled. You can also check if there are any resource quota objects limiting the resources in the namespace. Check the node status. Use kubectl get nodes to verify that the nodes in your cluster are in a ready state. If any nodes are unavailable or in a not ready state, investigate the cause. Verify node affinity and taints. Inspect the pod's configuration for node selector, node affinity, or tolerations fields. Ensure that these settings match the labels, taints, or tolerations of the available nodes in the cluster. Examine the pod's security context. Check if the pod's security context or container's security context has any misconfigurations or conflicts with the node's security policies, such as pod security policies. Validate the pod's image. Make sure that the container image specified in the pod's configuration is available, correctly named, and accessible by the cluster. Check for issues with the image registry, such as authentication or network problems. Review the pod's volume configuration. Examine the pod's volume configuration and ensure that the specified volumes and their corresponding storage classes or persistent volume claims are correctly set up and available. Check for replica set or deployment issues. If the pod is managed by a higher-level object like a replica set or deployment, review the parent object's configuration, events, and status using kubectl describe. Review the cluster's scheduler logs. If the pod is still not being scheduled, inspect the Kubernetes scheduler logs for any error messages or issues that might be preventing the pod from being scheduled. By following these troubleshooting steps, you should be able to identify and resolve the cause of a Kubernetes pod being stuck in a pending state.